Hi, and welcome to TwoQuestions.tv. I'm your host, Susan Baroncini-Moe. Well, it's Friday, and it's also the last Friday of the month, which means it's Coming Attractions Day, but it's a special Coming Attractions Day because I'm also showing you what's going on in the next month. So here's what we've got coming up next week, which is the first week of October. Can you believe it? The first week of October, holy moly. Okay, so next week I am interviewing Kendrick Mercer, who wrote this book, Whole Self. This is a book about human consciousness. It's a short book, a little book, but it's a really intense book. Like, there's a lot here. And Mr. Mercer is a super nice guy and has lots of really wonderful things to say about releasing pain and suffering and sort of getting back to your core self, your whole self, who you're meant to be. So very interesting, more philosophical and personal development side of things. I'm also interviewing Mike Alouette. Mike is an old friend who helped me to break a Guinness World Record. His book, Profit First. This is one of the early editions of this book, but we're talking about this edition of the book. Profit First is a great book about managing sort of the financial side of your business. And I will say that the first version of this book was so good that it actually transformed the way that I manage my business finances. And, you know, I don't have a ton of overhead in my business, but Mike's book really helped me. It actually changed the financial picture of my business. The way he talks about doing things is super unorthodox, but so helpful. And so I'm really excited about this. Also coming up, I don't have a hard copy. I have a digital copy of this book. You can see Larry Winget's What's Wrong with Damn Near Everything: How the Collapse of Core Values is Destroying Us and How to Fix It. Larry also helped me break a world record. And Larry and I are going to talk about core values and integrity and grammar and a lot of other things. And Larry's a super entertaining guy, so be sure that's in October coming up. Okay, also in October, Daniel Cobb, Surfing the Black Wave, a story of brand leadership, and possibly the heaviest book I've read in a while. It's so heavy. This is a great book, really interesting about brand leadership and what some of the big brands are doing and how you can incorporate those ideas into your business. I'm going to talk with Dan about this book and why it's so heavy. Anyway, I'm also talking with Steve de Mamiel. I hope I said that right. Still working on it. Steve's book is The Mongrel Method: Sales and Marketing for a New Breed of Buyers. And it's a very interesting book that I'm going to talk to Steve about. And I'm also going to officially, formally introduce you to Gus, my puppy, on that show. We'll see how that goes. I have incorporated my husband to help me on that particular episode. All right. Also coming in October is Chris Reimer. Chris Reimer wrote this book, Happy Work. Chris also helped me break a world record. And Chris wrote this book not long after my book came out. We share a publisher. And this book to me is kind of timeless. It's really about creating workspaces, workplaces, and corporate cultures where employees are not treated disrespectfully, where really employees and employers treat each other with mutual respect, and everybody kind of fulfills their end of the bargain. It's a really good book. And we had a really interesting discussion about that book. So also, we're rounding out October with a couple of amazing women. So I've told you before, Jody Foster, the schmuck in my office. And we talked about this early in September, and I thought I was going to be interviewing Jody earlier in the year, or earlier in the month than I did, and we had to have some sort of rearranging of schedules and things. So I'm interviewing Jody this month and in October, and I'm really excited. This book is so interesting, and there's so much here. I still haven't figured out my 2 questions because there's so much here. I mean, there's so much here. So I'll be talking with Jody, and I'm also going to talk with Sylvie Giusto. I hope I said that one right. Sylvie is an amazing image consultant. She helps brand executives and sort of helps people present themselves in a more effective and impactful way. And so I'm going to talk with Sylvie about her book and a few other things. So that's what October looks like right now. Now, November is already booked, but I'm not going to tell you until the end of October. But again, some of this will be subject to change. We may have some rearrange. If we have some big news come up, like we did in September, we had with Equifax happening. We had some quick interviews that we slid in there and kind of moved some things around a little. If there's big news like that, I don't mind shuffling a little bit. And if there's something I think is going to be really helpful to you, I don't mind rearranging that a little bit. So yeah, that's what's coming in October. So if you're looking forward to these interviews, and I haven't yet decided what topics I'll be covering, I'll probably give those to you in the Friday episodes. But if you're excited about those things, click like and give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of those upcoming interviews. And also, if you have questions, comments, or there's someone you'd like me to interview, whether it's an author or an expert or someone who's just really interesting and has something to say that you think I might find intriguing, share it in the comments or send me a message. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.